Today on the Real Fan Review, we go over Toy Story 4, plus we give you the latest in that Avengers Endgame re-release. Welcome to the Real Fan Review. What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from the Real Fan Review. And today we're coming back to you with our weekly discussion about all these things that we love called movies. And on today's episode, we got my boy Sanj.
Hello, everyone. As always, it is a pleasure to be with you.
We got the man in the chair back today. We got Al.
What's going on, everybody?
And we got Brandon here today.
Maybe.
I think so.
Eventually.
So, I mean, the chair's empty right now, people.
Well, I mean, he's on the way, right? That's the last we heard, right?
The last I got was I'll be there by 10. So
I'll be there by, okay.
So, I mean, we got a few minutes till 10, so we'll see if Brandon actually makes it here on time
like,
for this.
come in here like sweaty, no, out of breath. Guys, I'm here. I made it. What did I miss?
Because he's like, I got stuck in Queens, and I saw the movie, so please let me be on it. And I'm like, you're on it no matter what. Like, yeah. So, you got you, man. But anyway, man, today on the Real Fan Review, we're going to be going over Toy Story 4. We all got a chance to see it this weekend. And we're also going to go over that Avengers Endgame re-release that's coming out this week.
Man, they are trying to take down Avatar by any means necessary.
I told you guys on the text message there. I thought Thanos was the big bad.
Nope.
No,
Avatar.
It's Avatar.
Yeah.
Avatar's the big bad.
Endgame is inevitable.
Do you think it cast at 34 million?
34
if
million?
they re-release it, yeah, with extra
34
footage,
million, bro?
dedication, and
Come on.
It's done over $1 billion worldwide so far. 34 million is less than 1%.
Right, but you got to think about all the people who already
Actually, it's not
saw
less
it.
than 1%. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but think about it. Just the three of
It's
us
like
in
3%.
just the three of us in this room.
We'll go see it again.
There's
You know
6
that.
minutes of extra footage. You take out the end scene, whatever they're gonna do after the credits.
Right.
Just those 6 minutes to see how does it affect the story. You wouldn't go back to see that in the theater?
Absolutely.
Just the three of us here. Now multiply that by all the other diehard fans.
Diehard fans of the MCU.
You tell me
right?
like
They may be at like double whatever they need.
They only need 3%, 3 to 4% of the people that saw it the first time to go see it again. And how many times did we all see it just off the?
Yeah, I saw it twice. I saw it
twice as well.
Yeah. Al, how many times you saw it?
In the theater once.
I like how you word that. Very, very nice.
Wow. Okay.
But there,
We might have to do some editing.
If we were like huge, yeah.
but there was a place that was somehow showing it, and I
Right.
happened to watch as they were playing it.
Gotcha.
So
I
I mean,
forget where this was.
So like, if you were just there, you didn't actually like,
I did.
yeah.
Listen,
can't
I
help
don't,
what his
for all I
eyes
know,
see.
there's a new service that was allowing them to play it at home.
There it is.
But no, I think I've seen it twice. But yeah, I think I would go back. Just like I said, just to see what are these extra 6 minutes that they're willing to put in. How significant of an impact does it have on the story that they feel supposedly it's worth re-releasing it with?
Right.
They're just trying to get our money. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, but you know what? And Avatar did the same thing.
They
They released
actually took
an
a
extended
year
cut.
or two off. Or?
Yeah, and they re-released an extended cut, like an extended director's cut or whatever.
What,
And
to
those-
pad their stats?
Yeah, and those numbers were included as well. So
Okay. All right.
They-
You know what? Fair game.
they're following suit quicker,
Right.
but they're doing the same exact thing.
Now, I have a question for you, Al. If the movie is still playing in theaters, is it technically a re-release, or is it just them adding stuff to it?
I think just adding, like
Right?
saying,
Because
yeah.
I can't see it as a re-release. It's not like the movie was out of rotation from the movie theaters and then we came back to it.
I think it is still a re-release because it's a different movie.
Well, it's not. The movie's going to stay the same.
Yes, but with extra stuff, so it is a re-release.
Because, well, I'll tell you exactly. Look, I got the thing in front of me here. It says Kevin Feige said, if you stay and watch the movie after the credits, there'll be a deleted scene, a little tribute, and a few surprises, which will all be next weekend. That's just a direct quote. So it's like the entire movie we saw, that's not going to change. Nothing's going to change there. They're just going to put in after credit scene. Now, if I had to guess what the after credit scene would be, I would think it's that scene that they deleted, showing Tony talking to his daughter, who's now older. Because remember, they cast some actress. I don't know what show or movie she's on. They casted the actress to be his daughter, but an older version of his daughter. So I think they may do that, show us that. So it's kind of like a goodbye to Tony kind of thing. If not that, if it's something that's after the credits, that all I could think of is like, no, I mean, possibly showing us like the future of where they're going MCU wise. What do you think?
Maybe they'll give us something from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's true, right?
Because we're still what? We're what? 2 months?
2 weeks.
2 weeks away.
Two
Then
weeks.
that doesn't make any sense because we're 2 weeks away.
Right? I'm not sure what the after credits thing could be. So wait, the deleted scene would be the daughter and
Yes.
Tony talking.
That would probably be.
That would be the deleted scene most likely.
And
the
then,
after
like,
credits
credits.
thing, that's the thing I don't know.
Well, I know one is supposed to be a dedication towards Stanley.
Oh, okay.
That'd be nice.
That's
I would
the
like.
tribute.
I would like to see
Yeah.
that.
So there's something. So he said there's a after credit scene, a deleted scene, a little tribute, and a few surprises. Man, I mean, I'm looking forward to I think it's tomorrow or Tuesday that they said they were going to give us some more information as to when you could buy tickets for this thing.
But he says it's coming out next week, right?
It's supposed to be this week coming up right now. So either by Thursday or by Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They definitely want to do it before Spider-Man comes out because they don't want to affect Spider-Man.
Right?
But I almost wonder if it is going to affect Spider-Man because you're taking those, there's not everyone could just go to every movie that they can put out there, and Spider-Man coming out July 2nd, it's kind of cutting into that.
That's why I think a lot of people won't go see like the re-release of Endgame, but I'm thinking they'll get 20%.
Enough.
I would estimate at least 20% of people who saw it will go see it again. That's like your hardcore base that'll go see it.
Right.
That'll go see it again.
Are we seeing it?
Are you kidding? I was gonna use my last movie on Shaft.
Yeah.
But if Endgame is re-releasing this week,
That's what
I'm gonna use it on Endgame.
Yeah, I think so, man. I was wondering if I was gonna watch 3 hours again to get those 7 minutes. And
Yes,
I'm like,
the answer is yes.
I probably will.
You know how much time we spent in the car to go see the trailer for
Superman,
Superman
Batman, Superman.
Yes.
You know
The
what?
answer is yes.
I forgot where I heard it. I think it was on one of these other another movie podcast similar to ours, where they were suggesting that to lure people back in, to do like an Infinity War Endgame combo.
Oh,
so,
I gotcha.
So you like a ticket a little bit more. So instead of the $15, $20, maybe $25, but you're getting both movies to justify why am I going back to the movie theater to see.
Yeah.
They'd have to have an
a movie.
intermission.
Yeah, I'm sure they do an intermission, but you'd be able to go see Infinity War.
Yeah.
Do an intermission, go to the bathroom, eat, and then come back and then do Endgame.
Yeah.
But to
Like a
just
double
do an
feature
Endgame
kind of
because
thing.
you're going to see 3 hours and 8 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, okay, maybe give people another motivation. They just don't know what movie theater chain would go through with that because
Yeah.
you're losing 6 hours per screening.
Before we get into our last segment, man, I just wanted to get a little shout out there to the different countries out there listening to us. And we just want to say thank you to whoever it is in South Africa that's listening, Canada, North Korea, South Korea, and somebody in China also. So, you guys are awesome out there listening. And
Malaysia.
where is
Malaysia.
Malaysia too? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is or wherever you guys are listening, we just thank you for listening to us, giving us a chance. And we're doing our part to give you good content. We're trying to do things on YouTube. So it's just a matter of time before we flood the market.
And I mean, with July 4th and everything coming up in little over a week, I mean, just a big shout out to all of those folks listening to us in the good old US of A.
Oh, yeah. That's
Here at home.
Yeah.
That's always great to see, man. It's always like the first few hours when I put the podcast out there, the subscribers get it right away, and I see it, and I'm like, wow, that's great. That's great. And then as the days go by during the week, you start seeing more people finding the podcast and everything. So anyway, we just want to say thank you. And if you guys are listening, you can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. You can reach us at therealfanreview@gmail.com, or you could just go to the website, therealfanreview.com, and you can just, contact us through there. I think Sai still has the 3 t-shirt offer out there.
For the first 3 that contact us and let us know, T-shirt with your name on it, and then that's my promise to you.
Absolutely, man. So now we'll get into Toy Story 4 and how great and crazy it was. So
Oh my
let's do a
gosh.
non-spoiler review really quick just to give the people who didn't see it a chance to just hear what we have to say. So as far as non-spoiler goes, for me, I saw Toy Story when it opened on Thursday, and I actually had my wife come with me to watch the movie.
He did not take his kids.
Definitely did not. Those little kids would have not sat there for all of that. But you know what's funny? It's not not dealing with kids, but the fact that it's like almost like a kids movie. They try not to make it too long, so it's like an hour and a half,
Right.
Which is perfect for my wife. So it had that point where it was like it wasn't too long. It was just like hour and a half, good. But as far as the movie goes for me, if you're a Toy Story fan or if you've seen Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, there is not a single reason you should not see this movie. All right? You need to see it. It's awesome. It's amazing. Some people are saying it's the best Toy Story story. To me, I go back and forth between this one and part 3 of Toy Story. And then, I've heard signs say that they're all just good movies, period. Right? But for me, I'm honestly fighting between Toy Story 4 and 3 as which one's the best. So I'm glad that they made a Toy Story 4. I didn't think it was needed before I saw it, but then when I saw it, I'm like, I see why they did it and the reasons as to why. We'll get into that when we do the spoiler review. I know you fellas both got a chance to see it. And what you guys think? Al, you just saw it recently, right?
Maybe 3 hours ago.
Oh, he came straight from the
Came from the
theater right here.
Basically.
And he made it on time, Brandon.
Not,
10 o'clock. It's 10:13.
Do you know where your Brandon is?
You better come with that podcast gold today, boy.
no, I actually liked it. I liked it. I mean, I don't know if it's because I literally just came from it, but I do think it edged out all the other 3 in terms of just quality of the story and everything. Yeah. But definitely for me, Ducky and Bunny were the movie. Forget it. That they made the movie for me.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Oh, forget it. Just when people see it and they see the scenarios they were recommending. Cracked me up. Everyone, I'm like, this is a kids movie, right? Plus Rush.
Oh my God, yeah, that is crazy, man. And how about for you, Saj? Would you get a chance to see it?
I saw it yesterday.
Okay.
I took my daughter to see it. She did sit through it. She loved, and she like utterly loved it, enjoyed it.
And how about yourself?
Same. I almost cried at the end, bro.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right?
Almost cried at the end. I mean, again, I can't rank the Toy Story movies because to me they're all so great.
They really are.
Like I just can't. I can't think of one that I like more than the other, just because I just like the movies. I like the series, and I love the series. The fact that I didn't realize it had been going on so long, but I didn't know what they would bring with a 4th story, because just like we were talking about, the end of 3 made it that was a great ending to me, and you thought that was enough for the story, and then I'm like, what are they gonna do? Right, what are they gonna add to this?
Exactly.
And then they added something great to it. They
really did, man. They really did. So I mean, I guess to end this part of the spoiler-free version of it. You guys know my rankings, so I'm just gonna say that you need to see this. This movie is awesome.
I would agree. And there's only so much you can say about it without getting it without spoiling it.
Yeah. How about you, Al? Same thing.
Same thing. Definitely. Even if you're not into Toy Story, but you want to just enjoy a movie, definitely go see it.
Without spoilers, Keanu Reeves killed it. He killed it.
We need to do a podcast on Keanu Reeves.
We need we need to make friends with him and have him come down here.
What I really liked, I don't know if you guys caught it. They worked in a scene just so he can say "whoa."
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was like, wait, he hasn't said it. And then that scene came out, I was like, they did that just so he could do it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, man. So listen, we're giving you guys that little pause right there to either go check the movie out, come back to us, and we're we're gonna get into spoilers now because this is the reason why people are here to hear what we got to say about this movie and all the movies we review. So we're gonna give you the count to 5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
We're spoiling this shit.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god. The beginning was a little rough
The beginning was crazy.
because they're all in the closet, right? And they're like, they're like talking about who's gonna get played with and whatnot, and like Woody's not the leader no more. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is Woody not the leader?
Yeah.
You know,
it's not his. It's his kid, but it wasn't his kid.
he wasn't the favorite toy. Like
Yeah,
that was crazy to me. Like, yo, but when
She took the sheriff badge off of him.
that's what I was about to. That broke my heart.
Wait, how about when the father time clock goes to him? Oh, you got your first dust bunny. What are you gonna name it?
No, the part that I thought was real
And
wrong.
he's like, no, I'll record the time.
That's what I was just gonna go to. He goes, oh, that's the third time she hasn't picked you this week. He goes, I'm not counting. He goes, oh, don't worry, I will.
That's so funny. And
So
before we continue the spoiler review, I would like to introduce you guys to Brandon.
You may have heard of him.
Oh, hey.
Wait, hold on. You're like an hour and a half into this, bro. Like we're like
I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about?
Prove it.
Like I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more than hey.
Hello.
There you go. Thank you. Like I needed thank you for bringing sexy to
It's
it.
that John Mayer, you know?
Oh man, Brandon, welcome. Brandon, so what you missed real quick is the Avengers Endgame re-release.
Oh, yeah.
So just real quick, what you think on the re-release, man? You gonna watch it?
I mean, I will probably watch it because I have the a gift card to go to AMC theaters.
Okay.
Because it's only 6 minutes from what I heard. So I would love to probably go see it again because it's gonna be like another 5 months till we get a DVD release. So, I'm thinking.
No way, I'm thinking August on the
Really,
on the
because
DVD
what was it? There was a movie that came out about 4 months ago, and it's not slated for DVD release until August.
Oh wow!
So I'm thinking it's gonna be another at least 4 months, till we get a DVD release. So this would be a great chance to see it again with 6 minutes of extra footage. So I feel like I'll probably see it.
All right. And we did the spoiler free version of Toy Story 4. We all said you need to see this. It's
Kaboom.
awesome. So we're getting into the spoiler free.
No, this is the spoiler version. So we're up to the point where Woody is in the closet. He didn't get picked. Bonnie, right?
Yeah.
Bonnie took his sheriff pin off and put it on Jesse.
Yeah.
I was saying that broke my heart right there. Like that just, and like Father Time, like when he got his first dust bunny and Father Time was like, yeah, I've recorded the time. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't get rid of the dust bunny.
Yeah, man. That was just so crazy. But even before that, they showed us what happened to Bo.
To Bo Peep, yeah.
Bo Peep, because Bo Peep was it wasn't in part 3.
She was not in part 3, which remember we talked about. I was taken aback that she wasn't in part 3.
And she was barely in 2.
That's true. She was barely
in 2 because the focus there was on Woody and meeting Jesse and the horse
prospector.
The prospector, yeah.
Yeah.
Stinky Pete.
Yeah.
So I mean, at that scene, I thought honestly we were gonna lose a couple toys in that scene, but it pretty much was the lamp that she lost with Bo Peep and the sheep, and the daughter, of course, just like Andy, the worst. Daughters, they're like, do you mind if we take? She's like, I don't mind. Or what did she say? She don't play with it anymore.
She said, I don't need it.
Oh, I don't need it.
I don't need it.
And there goes Bo, and then Bo and Woody have their moment before he tried to rescue her.
That was
like,
so sad.
Yeah, he's trying to rescue her from the car.
The box. That was really sad.
Yeah, but that was a setup.
Yeah, it was a good foreshadow for the end. Yeah,
for
like
the
you
end.
knew where they're going for there, but I was like, ooh. I was like, all right. I was like, to see him like lay on the road looking in her direction.
Yeah,
that hit me. I was like, ooh.
They just killed you with so many moments.
They're good, man. They know what they're doing with those things.
Like how do we get so invested in like animatronic?
Like, a movie about toys. This is the 4th one.
Right, that is the first one. I was sitting here like wiping your eyes in like the movies and whatnot. Like Jesus.
Oh man! So then we find out this is gonna be Bonnie's first day in kindergarten.
Kindergarten orientation.
Orientation.
Orientation, and Woody, I guess, feeling like he wanted to be there or he wanted to do something. I guess he felt like he wasn't being used or needed.
And he was there for Andy's kindergarten orientation, so he knew how it goes, and knows it. They need something there that's special. Right. That was a little.
He just he literally just all he wanted to do was make sure she was okay. Like, that's his kid.
Great intentions.
Yeah, great intentions. Like, and no one else is listening to him, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna go do this. And then even though he wasn't being played with, he wasn't the favorite toy, he was being overlooked. He's just like, but I'm still gonna look out for her. His dedication to her, man, like was just incredible.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then the next scene is we get into the kindergarten school there, and dude, it's just how mean sometimes these kids are. Sometimes the girl was by herself. I was like, oh, come on, you're milking this now. You're killing me. The baby girl's by herself at the table. Yeah. She has this big tray of crafts and things, and somebody takes it.
Some little snot-nosed brat.
Oh, my goodness, man. It's like a reminder of every time I bring my kid to the library. I'm like, mother effer.
But you know what was really cool in that scene? If you notice that there's a kid there with a cochlear implant.
Oh, wow.
What? I'm sorry.
He has the hearing aid in his ear.
Oh, get out of here.
It wraps around the ear, and like it has the circle right on his head.
Oh, no.
It was like really interesting take, like, because you always, especially in our Pixar movies, I think they've been really kind of pushing diversity and such, and every kind of bounds that it can be. And you never really see someone with any kind of impairment. Like, you have impaired characters, but like to see it in the movie, like here's all type of students and all type of kids that you can see. Like that was really cool to see, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. That's awesome. Wow. And then so from there we I guess Woody took it upon himself to help her because she was by herself, she was being sad. So he threw a couple of the crafts that fell into the garbage
back on her table.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing I caught in there was I thought it looked like they had a young Boo. Like a kindergarten Boo.
Ooh.
Like from Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah. One of the girls looked like she could have been Boo. And then another girl looked like she could have been the girl from Inside Out.
Oh.
So, I caught those
I guess that ruins the Pixar theory.
No, the theory is that all these movies are connected.
Right?
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a podcast on that, too. Anyway, man, so she's playing with these crafts, and she creates...
Forky.
Forky.
The most awkward looking little piece of crap that I've ever seen.
That little awkward piece of crap had me rolling.
Oh, God.
Trash!
Dude, the little montage of him trying to jump into trash for 5 minutes.
That was a really long montage, dude. It was great.
But the best is like how he like finds his way into the trash. He like covers up, and he's so like at home.
It's warm. It's cuddly. I love it. Trash.
Trash.
And it worked. Whatever they did with him, it worked because as soon as we left that theater, I had to go to the mall because
she wanted a little Forky.
Oh, my daughter, that was it. She wanted Forky. She was not hearing. She was not hearing.
There was like literally they showed you how to make a Forky.
No. I wish we hadn't gone to the Disney store the week before. And she saw the plush.
The stuff you need to make a Forky.
No, she saw the plush. There's so forget it.
Yeah, so she wanted the plush.
Forget it.
How'd you guys feel with Forky's character? Was it too much? Was it perfect?
At first, I thought it was gonna be literally. I thought it was gonna be just stupid.
Yeah.
But I ended up liking Forky's character.
And for what he was, it worked.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was interesting because when they made him. And he was questioning. He goes, "I'm not a toy." He goes, "I'm trash." And so I'm like, "Yeah, you are trash." And I'm like, "So like, what's your purpose? Like, what's your point?" And so I liked the direction that they went with him in the movie. Because I was like, this is like worthless character. Like he literally stated himself as trash, and he is. Like that's it.
And it's cool because it kind of made it like almost like what I want. It's not trash. Children are not trash. but it felt like it was Woody's child
Mm-hmm.
that he was trying to hold and keep. I know, making that analogy, I was just like, oh,
No,
this is
kid.
terrible.
No, that's exactly what I thought he was meant to be. Because especially when they were walking on the side of the road,
Oh yeah,
and he's walking away. He keeps pick me up, like carry
Yeah,
me, carry me.
right,
Like,
definitely.
I felt like I was with
that
my
was the
daughter.
impression.
Yeah,
Because I kept thinking of my kids. I'm like, why am I thinking of my kids with Forky? And then, yeah, they're doing it on purpose, bastards. So now I'm calling my kids trash. So-
Oh God.
great, thanks, Forky.
I mean, sometimes the smell that comes off of our kids.
Oh.
I mean,
So when Forky gets loose from the RV trip, because the kids, I guess they were taking a trip there, the summer trip that they normally take, they said.
yeah.
And she brought all the toys with her. And
Would
Forky,
you ever allow that? Like,
no, pick two, man. Jeez.
we didn't have an RV. You know, like who has an RV? Like, you know what I mean?
You get in my Hyundai, all right? You know, you take 2 trucks. That's it. 2 trucks or 2 toys. That's it. So, man.
Six Flags turn around. That's it.
For real, man. So, Forky jumps out the window, and then we get our mission to get Forky for a little bit. Woody gets Forky, and then they start walking, and they're trying to catch up to the RV. And I think what happened was Woody sees a glimmer from a lamp.
He sees Bo Peep's lamp,
That's what it was.
and
he
she wasn't
saw
on
the
the
light.
lamp, so he's just like, "Well, we have time. If that's her lamp, she might be in there."
Right.
Well, remember before that, in that talking with Forky and Woody, Woody tells Forky all about Andy,
Yes.
and they have this whole talk about. He's like, "What's so important about like your kid? You know, what is your kid? What's the importance?" And Woody goes through a whole like timeline. You know, we off screen kind of a thing, but it brings it back, and he's just like, he goes, "So is that what I am to Bonnie?" And he's like, yeah, you know, she cuddles with you, she loves you, that's her warmth. He goes, "Oh, like trash?" And he's like, I guess so.
Actually, it was the other way around when Woody's asking him, "What is it with you and the trash?" Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
"It's cuddly and it's warm and it's cozy." And then like the light goes on in Woody's head, like, "That's what it's like for the kid.
Yeah.
That's what you are for your kid."
And
he's
that's
just
when he's like,
like,
we got to get to Bonnie.
no, he's just like, "That's
No.
what I am for Bonnie."
I think he said that's why we have to get back to Andy.
No, Bonnie.
Bonnie
When
said
he
it.
realized that he was Bonnie's trash,
Yeah.
he was like, "We have to get to her."
No.
What is she?
I'm
She
talking about
needs me.
Woody. Didn't
But
Woody?
Woody did say Andy. Woody said
Didn't
Andy.
Woody
But
said
he,
Andy.
but he said it by accident. That's
Yeah.
when Forky
And
would
that's
keep
when they
saying,
start talking about, well, who's Andy?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh man, because I thought that was like telling. Like he was like, wow, he's still thinking about Andy. Meanwhile, he's with Bonnie right now as her toy. So it shows like where his mind is at, kind of thing. And we get into the antique shop, and in the antique shop, it freaked my wife out, man. those dolls, the ventriloquist
Oh my
dolls.
God.
That was like a horror movie, man.
Because it looked like that at Goosebumps.
Right?
What was
Yeah.
his name? Vincent or Benson?
I think there's two of them.
There
There's three of them.
A couple of them,
But I
man.
think one of them was Benson. I think
Yeah.
And one of them was Vincent, right?
Yeah.
They just look so
They were a
sinister.
little freaky, yeah.
My God, yeah.
just running around like this. Oh, of course, we're listening to a podcast, so you guys can't see me
looking
hobbling
like a
around like a
ventriloquist dummy.
fool.
And then like Gabby, right? The villain.
Yeah.
Quote unquote villain for the movie.
So here's the thing, like you right away though, they give away the villain right away because like they started like she started looking at like, you know, his pull string for the voice box and like, here we go. She's going to try to tear him apart to get the voice box.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's crazy because like with the way that she comes off at first, you're just like, well, wow, she's a bad guy, whatever. And then later on, when you get her story, you're like,
Yeah.
wow, I get it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, at that moment, we don't know Gabby's intentions there, and I think what is it that he sees, or did he just try to get out of there because they were trying to keep him and Forky got left behind, right? Yeah.
No, I think he just caught on that something wasn't right when they were trying to get his voice box and everything.
Right, and then I think Forky got left behind, so he kept going,
Mm-hmm.
and he ended up somehow at some park with a bunch of kids playing. And that's where he runs into Bo Peep because Bo Peep was in.
Yes, that's
The
right.
skunk.
She was in a
Skunk
skunk
car.
remote control car.
Oh man, and it was good to see Bo Peep, man.
So
And-
did
Go
the
for it.
skunk car? Was it just me or did that remind you of the Batmobile? like at all. Like the way
Skunk mobile.
no, like just the way it like they drove it and it was going like it reminded me of the Batmobile
Yeah.
from the Christian Bale Batman movies. I'm like I thought it looked like the Tumbler.
And it's funny because he's like, "Why'd you choose a skunk?" And then he shows her driving through things. Oh, okay, yeah, gets everybody to run off.
Yeah.
But it was so cool to see them play off of each other, Woody and Bo. And you can still see that connection there, which is so weird for like an animated movie about toys. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, oh,
It's
it's
Bo!
Bo. It's, it's his one.
which is cool because like if you really think about it, in the first few movies, like Bo was a big part of the first movie, just kind of being his like pseudo love interest, as you can tell. But like
Right.
you didn't really get conversations with Bo or like many scenes with Bo in it. So like having this movie be really Bo and Woody centric,
Mhm.
you know, it was cool to see her character, who's kind of left in the dust the last two movies, have like a chance to shine.
Right, right. And also seeing how everything that's happened to her has made her grow.
Yeah.
And her view on life or their life as toys
Mm-hmm.
completely changed from what Woody is. You
Yeah.
know, Woody's one side of the spectrum. She's the complete opposite. You know, Woody would do anything to be the toy of this specific child or
yeah.
kid, you know, and she just wants to be on her own. She wants to be considered a lost toy or whatever it is.
You could be for every kid, you know. You can go here and be for that kid. Go here for be for that kid. You don't have to be in a home, you know. Anywhere can be your home. I think that's what the whole point of the circus was, that this is where kids come and they can come play with us, and then we can go somewhere else and play with new kids and this and that.
Right. So you'll never stop being used or played with or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever the case may be there. And then I think something happens where he realizes that he still needs to get back because Forky is so important to Bonnie. So he works a way to try to get that to happen. But Woody being Woody wants to do his own thing, tries to do it his way, and gets them either, I think he got the 3 sheep caught,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which now Bo is now invested to try to help him find
And this
Forky.
one, Buzz also came in.
Oh, right. Buzz will start looking
Yeah.
for them.
And then Bo Peep had knew how to get into the cabinet, and instead of listening to her with going behind, he just ran straight through, and that's how they got
Like
caught.
later in the movie when she explains it, she's like, there was, this idiot or whatever, this idiot toy, whatever, we could have just went, behind the cabinet and went along the wall, and then, and then she's like,
Kaboom.
well, what kind of idiot? Was that like, oh, are you the idiot?
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, you know what? Let's do this really quick. What's your thoughts on Duke Kaboom's character in this movie?
Keanu Reeves, awesome.
Killed it.
Killed it.
Amazing, dude.
And it's funny because you could tell that
Rajon!
that was mostly
Rajon!
Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
that was Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves.
How
The
about?
posing?
Oh my God!
This is for you, Rajon.
And how about Key and Peele's characters?
Oh, those were my favorite. Yeah.
Those two were hilarious.
It was
Especially the
absolutely hilarious.
scenarios with,
And the
with how to get the key.
codependency. Yeah.
Plush Rush.
Oh, forget it.
That was
Dude.
great.
Okay, if you don't like that, we have winner, winner, chicken dinner. But all it was that they end up like beating the shit out of the old lady.
No, the best was when they're dragging it
last
out. They
they
don't
drag it
even come
out,
out.
yeah.
And the guy goes, "Is there a point to this? We'll let it play out."
No, you see her like
And then they're
taking
in
a
the bed.
bubble bath, sipping a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening here? And they get her when she's about to go to sleep.
Yeah, they fade out to just the house, and you hear her scream, and I'm like, "Oh,
Oh my God!
And then how they got the key?
Oh, you guys got the key. How'd
How'd
you
you
do
get
it?
it was so
And
hard."
like, did she just dropped it in front of them and they took the key? Like, and then they're like, it was very dangerous.
Yeah.
You should thank us.
I think a really cool thing is, Tim Allen does a great job as Buzz Lightyear, from the beginning. And in the scene after Bo Peep leaves, because she's like, my 3 sheep are gone, and Woody's like, well, I have to go get Forky. And Buzz is like, well, hold on. He goes, we got to think for a second. He's like, no. He goes, she's so important. He's so important to Bonnie. He's like, I can't leave a toy behind. As he starts running away from Buzz, and Buzz is like, you're leaving me behind right now.
Yeah, I thought that was deep. I thought
Yeah.
that was a really good way to do that because she was like, you just left me behind.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So what's more important? Is it Forky or is there something else in you that's telling you you need to do this or you have to do this in your...
Even for most of the toys taking kind of, most of Andy's toys, I would say, taking a step back in this movie. Buzz took a big step back in this movie as much as he was in this movie, not in as much as the rest. You can tell this was a Woody-centric story.
It really was, though.
But the points in when Buzz were in it were really great moments.
Yeah, like even when Buzz first started in the going into the carnival, listening to his inner self.
Yeah,
That was
what inner
genius.
voice? that whole inner voice thing was great,
And it was working every time he pressed it. He was giving him something, But I think one of the
Run away! Retreat!
Come on! Go back! No, come on! Head to the headquarters! Oh!
I wasn't telling him what he wanted to hear. It was crazy. But like even his first scene with what were the names of the rabbit and the
Bunny and Ducky.
oh, that's it.
Yeah, Bunny and
Jesus
Ducky.
Christ.
Bunny and
They didn't have
Ducky,
a name. Bunny and Ducky. That was hilarious. When he was on the prize wall there
and they're kicking him.
and they're kicking him in the head.
And the codependency because he was trying to kick him and he couldn't. He goes, all right, with my short legs, I can't reach him without your help.
Those two characters were amazing, man. But listen, to get back into like the part of the movies that we were left at, it was pretty much so Woody, Bo Peep try to get to find Forky. Somehow Buzz, Bunny and Ducky, what the?
Bonnie and Ducky.
Bunny and
Bunny and
Ducky.
Ducky.
Yeah.
They all somehow meet up on the roof of this place. And that's where you get the whole team kind of together. Now, one of the things that I guess the only takeaway that I didn't like was the fact that, like you were just saying, the old cast of characters were kind of left in the RV the entire movie. They kind of did a couple things here and there. They were funny. And
Their time to shine was like near the end when they like came
Controlling
together
the RV.
and they were controlling the RV. So like
Yeah.
they had their moment. But yeah,
How did you feel like with them being left out pretty much for the movie? Because it was they were there, but they weren't part of the movie. They kind of centralized this story to Woody and Bo and a couple little side characters and new characters.
I felt all right about it. I mean, would I have
Because the
liked
story was good.
would I have liked to see them more involved? Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Of course, yeah.
But I mean,
I
then
feel like they've had their time.
they've had their time, and the movie was about Woody and Bo Peep and them their little journey there that they're gonna go on and everything.
Right.
There's only so much you can do.
Exactly, right? And for the new characters that they put in, I think it was a nice change. It was refreshing. So they kept it fresh, something new. Let's get back into the story part here. So I can't remember exactly what happened. They failed in the mission, right?
Yeah.
And that's when Buzz was left alone. What did they do after that? That's when they came up with the plan, and then Bo didn't want to do anything with it because I think somebody got hurt. I think the cop got
They
the
barely
little
it was
cop
that they barely made it out.
Yeah.
So they were
Right.
saying, why are we going back in?
And that's when Woody goes back in by himself. But Forky, in the meanwhile, had given up all the information to Gabby in
just
the meantime.
talking, right?
She totally manipulated him into giving all the information about,
Andy
Woody and Andy and everything. So she
Bonnie.
knew how to manipulate Woody so that when he goes back in and he's like, ready to go at her and whatnot, she's just like, but, these moments that you had with the kid, I just want one of those moments. And she's like, how you felt with Andy. And like,
She knew she got right him in there.
She totally disarmed him.
But now, knowing how the movie played out and everything, do you think that she did that in a malicious, sinister kind of way, or you think she was being heartfelt at that moment?
She's being selfish.
You think so?
Regardless of what she was
knowing
trying to
everything.
do, it was all for her own purpose.
Right.
It was for her gain.
Right.
Remember, she wanted that little girl, the antique shop owner. She wanted that little girl,
Harmony,
to reclaim her.
Right.
Because remember, she tossed her away when her voice box stopped working.
No. Her voice back never worked.
Right.
No, she said it worked at first.
No,
and
she
then
said it was
gave up.
defective
It was
from the
defective
factory.
from the factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she always saw that girl Harmony in the store, and she wanted her vision was if her voice box worked, Harmony would love her and play tea with her and take her home.
Yeah.
she never got that chance, and she never took that chance because she always was worried about that voice box issue. And when like what Sanj was saying, when she got at Woody, and to say like, hey, you've experienced all these things, you've had those moments, are they as great as they sound? And he's like, yeah. He kind of like was like, you know what, if you give me Forky back, just take it. And they ended up taking the voice box from him.
Yeah, no, it was totally malicious.
Yeah,
totally malicious.
I don't know. After I saw the movie, after like seeing the entire movie, I was like, you know what? She really just wanted that. She wanted to experience it after Woody already experienced it.
I think that moment was very selfish, but I think Woody later on in the movie gives her chance. Mm-hmm. So her whole storyline was her being selfish, so that way she can have her way.
Gotcha.
Woody's the one who made her, like,
Woody redeemed her. She didn't redeem herself.
He's the one who redeemed her in the end.
Right.
So her whole intentions are selfish.
But then I think one of a heartbreaking moment for the bad guy for me. I mean, even when I watched it play out, I was like, oh.
When she got rejected.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Because, you almost started to believe her. Like, oh, yeah, when the girl finds her, they'll do tea time because the girl likes tea time. You saw it before. She's playing it out. And what exactly happened there?
She picked her up and she pulled the string and she talked and whatever. And then the grandmother who owns the store is like, oh, you can take that doll home or whatever if you would like, whatever. And she's like, nope. And just throws her in a crate.
Mm-hmm.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That was pretty tough, man. I couldn't. Oh, wow.
For me, at that point, I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, so can Woody get his voice box back?
She even offered it back to him. She offered it back to him.
Yeah.
And she was that hurt by the whole thing.
That was crazy. And it was that what changed Woody to try to help her to be part of the team, or to go with him or leave with him, or
not yet. A little later.
No, I think he offers.
He
offers her to come.
He sees it, and then he goes down.
He offers her to come to Bonnie.
Yeah.
He was like, "Come with me. There's a girl." She'll,
he tries to get all the other toys to come to Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not them damn ventriloquist dummies. Jesus Christ, them chasing them. Oh my goodness. This is nuts looking. I have nightmares about those things.
They were creepy, bro.
Dude. My wife grabbed my arm. She's like, I'm not gonna watch this. I'm like, it's a kid's movie. It's okay. It's go past. But they get back, and I think somehow, some way, they figure out that the RV was gonna leave without them or something. So they work up this plan for the RV not to leave, to find
toy. Bonnie left her backpack in the shop.
So they figured they could get her back to the shop, but they're like, did you forget anything, Bonnie? She's like, nope.
And then Buzz goes into the, you forgot your backpack in the book.
No, because Buzz is like, no. She forgot her backpack. She's going to remember that she forgot her backpack, and then we're going to go back to the antique shop. And they're like, that's a genius plan, Buzz. Genius. And then she's like, nope. And then they're like, what do we do now? And then Buzz starts hitting his to hear the inner voice again. That's what he's like, and he's like hiding, trying to do it like, no, like I'm not getting any help. Like,
come on,
yeah,
I got 3 buttons here.
And what the plan was to meet at the carousel.
The carousel.
Yeah, man. So they tried to meet up at the carousel.
The merry-go-round. Called the carousel.
No, and Forky's like, what's a merry-go-round? The thing with the horses that goes up and down with all the lights. He's like, oh. The carousel.
Amazing. Cinema gold. And then I think it was on the way to that carousel where we get the Duke Kaboom. He tried to jump the.
Yes, you Canada.
Dude, his puns were amazing. Yes, you Canada.
That was Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves. Like, literally.
He's amazing, 100%. Man.
100%.
Dude, but wait. He jumps across the thing to get to the other side, but then his head knocks into the.
Because he does his pose and he's standing up. And then he closes his eyes.
And he made the. It was so amazing, man.
I died laughing in the theater when that happened because he just like took out one single life of him.
So he makes the jump, but then I guess even while he's making the jump, Gabby sees a girl crying on the like below her, and the girl crying is either lost or she can't find her parents. For some reason, Gabby sees an opportunity to do something, and Woody kind of like, hey, you can do this, or you got this, or we'll help you. And sure enough, they do. What they do a ball, or
they did winner chicken dinner,
and then they throw the
rolled the ball
Uh-huh.
out, and it got the kid's attention, and then she looked over and saw Gabby, and
they
then
ended
give
up
her comfort.
working.
yeah.
It was awesome, man, to see that. And then a few seconds later in the movie, parents find the girl and she shows them Gabby, and it looks like Gabby's gonna get what she wanted.
How about the unicorn? Like his plan
Oh my
was
God.
always involved like getting the dad arrested.
He was like, and then when the dad gets pulled over, he goes, "The dad is so going to jail."
Dude, this movie has so many great laughs, man. Wait a minute, how about the GPS system?
Yeah.
Turn left.
Turn right. I
What?
said turn right.
He goes, turn right again.
Turn right again now.
Calculating.
We need to find more time. Calculating.
This movie was so great, man. So many great jokes in between and around the whole story there with the older cast plus the newer members. It was just awesome, man. And then I guess we'll just talk really quickly on this part because this is the main part of the movie that got everybody. That was pretty touching, man, because this is when I realized why they made a Toy Story 4. Because after looking back at all this, I started to see that, you know what, Toy Story 3 was Andy's ending.
Right.
You know, we got to see Andy grow up 1, 2, and 3, and now move off. He gave the toys over to Bonnie, and then in this story, you start to realize this is the goodbye for Woody, or for those characters.
For the
because
toys,
these are the toys.
So like Toy Story 3 was Andy's story, and
Yeah.
this is like the toys story, and
This
it
is
is
the Toy Story. So that's
right?
why I think they made
It's
a
theirs.
4. And I don't know. I mean, to me, watching that scene where the older toys look at Woody, realizing that he's about to make that choice not to go with them.
I love how Buzz did it though when he was like, "She'll be
okay."
okay." And then, like, Woody thinks he's talking about Bo Peep, like, trying to, like, because their thing is always like, no, Woody, you got to stay with us. You got to stay with us. You always got to stay with us. And then Buzz, like, reiterates, Bonnie
Right, yeah.
will be okay. And
I
then,
like
like,
that.
the look between the two of them.
Yeah.
The understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was
Yeah.
great, man. Because I think he needed that. He's fighting that to stay with Bo or to not, and his dedication to being
Like, his sense of responsibility.
to
and-
the toy, to the owner of him. You know, it was good to see Buzz give him that little, hey, man, she's going to be all right. Bonnie will be all right. I was like,
And then
wow.
for it to come from Buzz, who initially, when Buzz got introduced in Toy Story 1, he was the one trying to get away from them. And, like, Buzz, you know, accepted who he was and became a toy and like, you know, accepted his role and you know, and really grew into that.
Yeah. No,
And it
not
was-
only that. And then, too, when he was going to go with Jesse and Stinky
Prospector
Pete and everything
Yeah. Right.
and say, okay, no, that's it. Andy doesn't want me and leave.
Buzz brings him back.
Buzz was the
yeah.
one that talked him into
exactly. Yeah,
coming
that's really good that you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good. It was appropriate that it was him that said,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, Brandon, what'd you think, like, overall, that ending of that story for...
To infinity.
And beyond.
Got me.
That got me right there when they got me. Like when that got me. That got me. Yeah.
I thought that was sweet. But what got me, like, definitely where I almost started to, like, my eyes started to water was seeing the goodbye. Because you kind of knew, like, this is where they separate. This is where they're going to go there.
Because they didn't really
ways.
say goodbye. Like
No.
they had their hugs and
No.
this and that, but then it was like the RV's leaving, like we gotta go, and so
Yeah.
they're like, let's go, and I was like, oh, there's no goodbye. I'm like, there's no goodbye. I'm like, I'm so upset right now. And then they're at the window, and I'm just like, that's it. I was like, oh,
Yeah, right?
that hit me right there. I was like, oh man.
Now, Al, you just saw this, like, a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how the ending hit you, and how did you take everything?
It was good. I think what happened with me was I got so distracted with watching my family get impacted.
I want to see you guys
that
cry.
I guess what like I saw it. I like you said. I felt the emotions coming over me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, if I'm feeling this, I said, let me see what they're feeling, what they're like. And I see my wife like wiping the tears from her eyes. She's like, she looks over me and she gives me like a face like, leave me alone. Why? And then so at that point, like it just became humorous for me.
Right.
But not because of the movie, because of their reaction.
Reactions, yeah.
I think,
But yeah, I did feel, it was, if I had been alone at home watching that movie or by my,
Yeah, it would have touched you.
Yeah.
but I mean, look, that's part of the fun of the movies too. Like when we go with our families or we go with each other. Like even when we were in X-Men and we were talking about it, and like remember you asked me, he's like, "Yo, I remember when you said whoa," like when Professor X was doing whatever and whatever. It's like to see other people's reaction to it is part of the fun of the movie as well. Like you always talk about, Hav, you always talk about when like going to like the opening night with that crowd that wants to see it on the opening night, like you get those reactions. It's a different experience when you watch other people's experience, like when you can see other people's reaction to it. That's incredible. Like my daughter, it was just me and her. When we went, and she like halfway through the movie, she like wanted to come sit in my seat, and we like cuddled up and like
that's awesome.
we were watching the movie together and everything. So it was cool. It was cool.
That's great, man. And the way that they ended things off, do you guys foresee a Toy Story 5?
I think as long as they think they can make money off of it and come with a story that they will, but I don't know what they would do because remember they're all separate at this point. So what, they're going to bring them back together after an ending like that?
Exactly.
That to me that would be a little cheesy, or that would be a little I will say this, that would be a little stupid.
Right.
At this point, because I feel like the
We've
story
had two goodbyes at this point.
the story has ended. I feel like the story has come to an end.
Right, yeah.
At this point.
I think that they had an interview with Tom Hanks and he recorded his lines last, they said. So he goes, "Did I just end Toy Story?" And he's just like, "I can't believe I had the final words on this story." And so I don't know. I mean, I think I agree with you, Sanj. I mean, these movies make money. Plain and simple, they make money. I'm sure this is going to make money. So I wonder if they're going to do another one. But I honestly would honestly say this is so good and the story was awesome. They should end it there. But with all the new characters they introduced, you almost kind of want to see more of the bunny.
Yeah.
You want to see.
But you see, it'd be one thing if they went off by themselves. It'd be one thing if they went off by themselves, but they didn't. So now, like Woody and Bo Peep and Bunny and Ducky, they're a little crew, right now,
Exactly.
So, if they had gone off on their own, just the two of them, Bunny and Ducky, I would have definitely been there for like a Bunny and Ducky movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because they could have took that. That would have been hilarious.
Like a Minions movie.
Let Key and Peele write that.
Yeah.
And just like do that movie, and that would have been incredible. But they really, I don't know. I guess that's what they could do. Yeah. That's the only thing I'd be down for. At this point, because other than that, what are you gonna do?
Did you guys think, talking about Ducky and Bunny again, their scene with the guy that was running the booth,
the end credit scenes?
Yeah, when they then start growing. Yeah, at first I thought it was really happening.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, yeah,
no, I thought it was happening until they grew. Like, that's when I was like, yeah, this isn't happening.
It lasers through the eyes.
But then after it's done, you still see them acting it out. You see what they really...
you can shoot lasers from your eyes?
He's like, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, whoa.
So freaking hilarious, man. How about you, Ahmed? Would you want to see a Toy Story 5, or you think this is like they should just leave well enough alone?
Well, there's a couple of ways they could do it. I mean, I agree with Sanj. They should just leave it alone because, like you guys were saying, 3 was Andy's goodbye. This was their goodbye. So leave it alone. That's it. Everybody say goodbye. Just moving on.
Right.
If they do, I don't know how they can do it, but if they did a spin-off, I can maybe see that.
Right.
So you're not getting everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did, see, and I don't even really want to see. No, I mean, no offense to them, but the Bonnie and the other kids, the other toys, I wouldn't want it to be that. Like do a Bo Peep and Woody with the new crew that they come across. out on the wild and show that. But
I
otherwise, leave it
But then, do
alone.
you see a movie without Buzz Lightyear?
That's what I was about to say.
Or
I don't
it
want to
could
see
be
Woody
a-
without Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Or if well, he does still know where Bonnie lives. They will only go
Yeah,
on
but
a trip.
I don't want them to go back to that.
No, I agree. No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I agree. Leave it alone. But like you said, it's a moneymaker, so they'll make something
I hear
that'll
you.
that'll have like, Bo Peep got mad at him, and now he went back to Bonnie's house
I hear
to
you.
be with them. So
How
they'll,
about you, B?
Truthfully, I saw 3 as a really perfect ending. So when they announced Toy Story 4, I was really kind of against it because as much as I love Toy Story, I didn't see the need for it, especially like after the whole furnace scene. I think all of us in the theater were literally all crying at the same time because we all were like, "This is
the end.
the saddest thing in the world right now." They're holding hands, they're saying goodbye. They said, "I love you." It was like, "Oh God,"
Then,
and then they get
the
saved.
cloud.
So they get saved, and it's just like, and then I like your take. The Andy's ending, and then this is Woody's ending. I kind of saw it as an ending and a new beginning as Toy Story 3.
That's beautiful, Brandon.
Because he has a new kid. They have a new kid.
Podcast gold.
He brought it.
Yeah.
He brought it.
He's allowed to come back.
Now we're in 7 minutes later, but I brought it. So I really love the ending of Toy Story 3. Now I understand why they did Toy Story 4 because they now have Toy Story Land in Disney. I truly would rather this be the end of it because unless they do some kind of spin-off with a different toy or like even Bunny and Ducky, I could see that being a spin-off, but I don't want
I
to
could
see
definitely
anything
see a
else.
Duke Kaboom movie. Like just straight Keanu Reeves
I
doing
could see a
Duke.
Duke Kaboom short
Right, yeah.
with
yeah.
Disney doing something like
Because
that.
Duke Kaboom is with Woody and them, right?
Yeah.
He's with
I could see a whole Duke Kaboom short. That'd be incredible. That'd be hilarious.
So how about Duke Kaboom's backstory? That in the commercial he makes all these high flying stunts and jumps, and then in real life,
He can't go.
Is
Which
that
is-
not
which is
like
real-
every
that's
toy that
every
you've
toy.
bought?
Like every Hot Wheels commercial you ever seen.
just crazy, man. So just to end it, man. Again with Toy Story 4, you guys need to see this movie, and then if you haven't seen any Toy Story,
Even if you don't have kids,
Yeah,
just
you
borrow
still-
somebody's kid so you don't look like a
I
creep
brought
in the
my
movie.
bunny. No.
these movies are great, man. This Toy Story series is actually phenomenal, man. You need to see Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and this 4th one. Now, by any chance, any of you guys see it on 3D or regular?
I saw it in 3D.
I saw it in 3D. Dude, how incredible did that look?
It looked great.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I was watching it and I'm like, this is awesome 3D. Even the carnival at night looked real.
Yes.
It was insane. But guys, I can't recommend this movie more. Toy Story 4 was actually just awesome, man. It really, really was just awesome. And I would tell everyone out there, just give it a look, give it a chance. I'm sure you're gonna like it. And I don't know how you guys feel about everything. You guys,
I agree.
I thought it was unnecessary at first, and then I saw it. I'm like, this is spectacular.
yeah. It's fantastic, man. All right, well, guys, like you said, we were just gonna talk about Toy Story 4 today. Again, we're working on doing our trailer reviews instead of on the podcast. We're gonna be doing them on YouTube, and probably do a couple of movie reviews on YouTube as well. We'll do the big ones on the podcast. And again, we just want to thank all the listeners, the subscribers. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, so that way you get updated every time we put some content out there. It'll come up right on your phone or on your laptop if you're watching them or listening to them on the computer there. But feel free to reach out to us. Tell us what your opinions are, your comments are about what we're discussing, or if there's a topic or discussion you want us to have here at the office. Shoot us an email, and we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that really quick for any of our listeners out there. So you could always reach us at therealfanreview.com. You could reach us at therealfanreview@gmail.com. You can go to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Shout us out, follow us, like us, give us comments, and we'll be glad to definitely go over some of those comments there. And also on our YouTube page, we do respond to comments on there as well. So for Hav, Sanj, Al, and B, this is our podcast, The Real Fan Review, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much.